Okay. Let's get started. Oh, let me get this set up. Okay. Yeah, let's get started. Hi there. In this video, I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to write a game, and the game engine I'm going to use is Solar2D. And the reason I'm doing this is, well, I always have some idea about writing games and things like that. And also, I'm working on some other things that it would be good for me to learn different kind of programming language. So for Solar2D, it is using Lua. It's all completely new to me, and so I'm going to use this as also as a learning exercise, to learn how Lua work, and at the same time, hopefully I can create a game out of it. So I'm expected to have multiple videos or multiple streaming for this, and we'll see how it goes. So the first things I'm going to do is, introduce Solar2D. So it is a game engine that is Lua based, and yeah, and it's good for 2D. It's used to be a called Corona SDK, and it is a fork. Is That's what it mentioned here. It is a fully open source project, and it's a fork of Corona to SDK game engine. So let's get started here. So the first things I'm going to actually download it. Let's see. Yeah, there's Solar Windows. I'm on Windows right now, so I'm gonna get that. While in the same time, I go to the documentation to go through the documentation. So it allows you to write a game that's cross-platform. So that's good. So I look at multiple game engine before I start this streaming, and I choose Solar2D because it's relatively simple. I don't have to, and I'm not planning to create a game that is vastly complicated, very complex, and using 3D models and so on. Although maybe 3D model is good because I had some Maya experience in the past, but that was a long time ago. But since that was not the focus I have right now, so and I want to write a mobile game, so Solar2D is a good choice. And another reason is, yeah, because it's using Lua, so it is something new that I can learn. So that's why. So let's get Solar2D installed while it's loading. So it's a complete framework. It's cross-platform Lua, real-time device testing. That's interesting. Instantly to your device and so on. I don't know. I have both iOS and Android. Well, we'll see how that goes. With API, with plugin, that's all good. And support third-party marketplace. So yeah, that's all right. So with API and plugin, that's fine. I downloaded already. and the requirement and getting started, check the resources and so on. Good. So let's go here. Let's download it. Yeah, that's okay to download it over here. Right. So I'm using VS Code. So Solar2D companion. Let's do that. So Solar2D companion. That's good. So sure. There, all that's okay. They talk about using Lua. Expand that a little bit. Well, we'll get to this once once we get the project running. So I'm going to create using that. Creating a project. Let's start a project. Open the Solar2D. Nope, not there. Oh, I haven't complete. So it actually called Corona Simulator. I think that is the same thing. Yep, that is the same thing. Oh, but it also created open this. I don't know which is which. And this is not closable, so I guess it's really just some console. So let me put it over here and then create a new project. All right, so on that, I'm going to create new project. What should I call this? Because this is a just or something like that. And then the name, I haven't really think about the name yet. I have some idea what I'm going to write, but let's call it Arena for now. And so, well, but actually, since I'm going to go through the tutorial, so actually let's follow what it. So type balloon tab, blank template, and click OK. Right. So it creates a bunch of things. Has been modified, relaunched this data. Okay. This be smaller. Way too big. Will zoom out. Okay. Let's zoom out. Let's make it even smaller. Okay, so there is the simulator console. So let's put this over here, and at the same time while we do this. Okay. So here, this is just really just getting the IDE. Fine. Create a new project. For this, you need to create Okay, there's some source file. So use those. Right. Okay, good. So this is what it creates. Why create two files? Two windows. Need that. Okay, that's one. That's good. All right. So place within the project code the just add the root folder. That's or inside that image. If you choose create your own folder, yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so seems like create it, copy it here. All right, there you go. Okay, so here's Luna. So the first things we load the image. Place everything on the screen. Place everything on the screen from back to front in regarding to layering. So the first image we load exists behind other image. Okay, that makes sense. There are ways to change the layering order. That's okay. So open that core program file. It is the foundation of core for program file of every project, and you cannot create an app without it. So this is the Lua when it start makes sense. Okay, well, save some typing over here. Save that. So local. So low. Okay, it's just a variable. So it's just like a let or cons or var, whatever, depends on the language. Okay. That's simple, just create variable. Okay, equal sign. Okay, pretty simple. So tell the display to create a new image rectangle, which put in a source and put down the x and y axis. So that's it. Okay, since I lack the formatter, I'm going to pick one. I don't know which is better, but let's take a look. So go to definition. So that's definitely good. Type format with all this is good. Any other? This is debug. I don't need it. Go to simple auto completion. Okay. Just go ahead and get the first one. All right. And one thing though is maybe I have turned off. Yep, I did. I have it turned off. Let's enable it for the workspace. Okay, there you go. All right. So what do I get here? Or just git length? Okay. All right. All right. Go away. A bit slow. What's going on? that Lua doesn't have a formatter. Type format symbol auto completion. Hover read signature help. That's it. Yep, seems like it doesn't have one. Does prettier support Lua? Nope, it does not. Okay, so just gonna pick one. All right, there you go. Right, is it good or not? I have no idea at this moment, but it's always good to at least have a basic formatter to work with. All right. All right. Yeah, fine. API. Okay. Must match the actual file name. Okay, so it's case sensitive. Makes sense. It's just the X and Y. That's fine. The final step. Okay, this is the size we want the background image to be. Okay. So that's include the scaling. Okay, and then is to position it at the correct location immediately for the line you just entered. Put these two in. So this is saying the background X, Y. Interesting. Why do you need to do that? By default, we position the center of an object at 0, 0. Okay, which is the cut it to the corner, to the top left corner, and but we want to place it to the center, so we get the content center X and the content center Y. Okay, makes sense. If we don't know, we coordinate blah 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 blah. Okay. So now, okay, let's relaunch. All right, there you go. So this shows up. Let's see where I'm going to put it. Okay. On window panels, always accessible on the. So similar console. Okay, this guy. With the diagnostic information. Okay, that's fine. Let me put it here for the moment, so I can click on it. As you probably notice, there's one minor change. Oh, here, loading the platform. All right. So try to make it off center. The height, move it a little bit higher. Or oh, this is actually a little bit. Or content height, yes. So the content height. How big is the content? So this is the platform.png. Yeah, that's what it is. And then this content height. What if I do content? What if I do 0? Oh, there's no auto completion. Content height. How do I have auto completion? Because this tool should give me auto completion. So the question is how to hook it up or configure it so that it will provide auto completion. Final reference, offer diagnostic, rename, auto completion. Yeah, this like that does have it. Oh, that's a runtime path. Special, does it mean library? So there's a library here. So probably later on, we're able to figure something out. Although this guy does have the okay. So this is probably 50. Let's take a look. 50. Oh, it's not. This is X, right? Width and height. Why the content height is not 50? We only probably the height of content or the display, the content area. What I'm talking about is not the image. This is put the placement, and so yeah, that makes sense. So it's the content height. So it's the display height minus 50 to shift it up a little bit. Okay, that makes sense. As you probably know, minor instead of position center, position it at the bottom of the screen, and that's fine. We know the height of the content area, but we place the center of the object at a specific location. So since this is 50, so this is 25. So can I say dot height divided by 2? Oh, launch. Yes. Right. Yeah. So that makes sense. Right. So that's the same thing. Loading the balloon. Okay. So this again, just put it at the center. Okay, so we'll keep it like that. So that put the balloon in the center, and additionally give the balloon slightly transparent. So alpha 0.8, that's okay. Simple. That make it slightly slightly transparent. Okay, yep. All right. So adding physics. Solar2D is the include physics engine. Just not require making a game, yeah, of course. But let's do that. X equals to require. And don't know if the single or double quote makes a difference, but from the syntax highlight, it looks the same. Okay, so it's interchangeable in Lua. The command, yeah, include, okay, start. If you save and relaunch, you won't see any difference because we haven't have anything. Yes, of course. So P6 body. So add this platform and say static. Use what? Okay, it's giving me this error. Oh, P6. No, still the same. Oh, platform. All right. So the error message is a bit confusing, but okay. It's actually a typo over here. I'll be interested in knowing how to write test, but let's finish the exercise first. So this tells the physics engine to add a physical body to the image that is stored in platform. Okay, say again. This tells the physics engine to add a physical body, which is this add body does, to the image that is stored in platform. So this is actually adding, from what it describes, it is actually either modifying the image rectangle to add a attribute or add a trait to it, or it's actually just a pointer, right? Just in the physics engine, it points, create a body which points to the image rectangle. Right? We don't know how it's implemented internally, but that's what I mean. In addition, the second parameter tells Solar2D to treat it as a static physical object. They are not affected by gravity or other physical force. So you have an object which doesn't move. Okay. Now add a physical body to the balloon. So this is dynamic. Let's just copy this. Okay. So yep. So this goes down and bounce. So it's a dynamic effect by gravity. It will respond dynamic collision to other physical object because we created this platform. So it's stuck. It stopped here. In this case, the second dynamic is actually optional because the default are dynamic but included for help. So does it means if I either don't supply it? Yeah, because okay, so it's kind of like a JavaScript function. So all right, yeah, so it's doing it like this. If it's missing it, the param shift up. Okay, that's how well, at least how this is implemented. We don't know how is that a feature in the Lua, but in either way, so that's how it works. It's around, okay. Yeah, this is just object. So it's a property, or it's a property bag, and the syntax is using equal instead of colon as in JavaScript. Okay, this value basically matches the size of a balloon because the balloon essentially 112, but the actual balloon is smaller because the image actually has the knob, you know, the opening of the balloon over here. So the actual image is bigger. So we can confirm that by looking at the balloon over here like that. Yeah. So, okay, fine. 0 means no bounce, once bounce back 100%. Okay. A bounce value greater than 1, bounce more than, but be careful if you set above 1, since the object might quickly gain momentum beyond what's typical and expected. Bound to 0 is still bounce off the platform, but because by default have a bounce value to 0.2. Oh, okay. So what this means is the bounce system is calculated based on both objects. So if I put a bounce equals to 0 on both, then it will not bounce. But if I remove this, it will still bounce a bit. Say, what if I do it 0.2? So this is still the same. Yes. So this and 0.2 is essentially the same. Is that, or is it a bit less? Oh yeah, it's adding. So you can see that if it is 0, it bounces to around here. So let's save it again. Yep, bounce to around here. But if I say 0.2, it actually bounces a little bit more, just a little bit. Try again. Oh no, it's actually the same. Yep, it's exactly the same. It's just setting the mean to 0 unless both bounces. It set the minimum bounce to 0.2 at least unless both bounces 0. Okay. All right. At this point, we have a function, have a balloon that drops onto the platform and bounces slightly. Not very fun. For our balloon tap game to work, we need to able to push the balloon up a little time it is tapped. To perform this, we write a function. Okay, so create. Okay, good. Create a variable function push balloon, and then it ends over here. Yeah, that's fine. So say balloon input 0 negative 5 Does this show up any? Nope, no compression. It's considered good programming practice to indent one tab or 3 to 4 space. Well, I'm used to two space. But the formatter is defaulted to formatter is defaulted to 4 space. Right, so let's change that, because I really don't like 4 space. Let's change it in the folder. Why do I have? Oh, it's created as a workspace. Interesting. Okay. So Lua format. VS Code format. Format. See my config file. What does it mean? So okay. What's the name of this config file though? Okay. Or config path. Plugins to Lua formatter. Oh, okay. So that. Is there a default formatter so I don't have to default config file? .lua format. Okay. So maybe I don't have to. It doesn't recognize it. That's okay. See. That work. No. Work. Or maybe I need to reload. Maybe it doesn't know that VS Code. Interesting. It doesn't even. I really have no formatter for this guy. Lua format. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, doesn't recognize. Turn on, why? Resource setting. Whoa. What is this? -1 resource. How is this? Weird. Okay. We'll try to handle that later. Okay, let's continue. So we have a function, yes. And apply linear impulse, push object in any direction. We apply linear impulse to the object in any direction. The parameters we pass tells the physics engine on how much force to apply, both horizontal, so 0 horizontal, and vertical negative. So negative goes up, and also where on the object's body to apply the force. So this is considered at the center. All right. So this is x, y. Okay, exactly what we expect. And then yeah, exactly what we expect. Yeah, negative, yeah, like that. So negative is going up. The third and fourth is where the center. If you apply the force as a location, not the center, it might cause it to move in unexpected or spin around. For this game, we keep the center. Okay, makes sense. Oh, we have to call it first. We have to call it first by balloon at event. Oh, this start coming up. Okay, event name is tap, and then the callback function is push balloon. Okay. Click. Yep, it's working. Cool. So the negative is actually minus the. If it's falling down, I click it, just slow down. Okay, so it's an impulse. What is the y again? Amount of directional force. Okay, it's minus force, so it is y squared instead of yeah, y is force, so it makes sense. First, we must tell Solar2D. Bring this back up. Use a key. Yeah, seems like there's some problem with the streaming, but we'll fix it next time. So we must tell, first we must tell which object involved in the listener, that's fine. We direct to the balloon object, okay. Object method. So property is dot and no, but this is dot. What does it mean? What's the different? Following the colon balloon. At this moment, I don't understand the difference between dot and colon. Inside the parentheses are two params, event type and the function that's simple. So that's all we got. Create basic game done. Keep track how many times the balloon was tapped. So create a local lunar variable, keep track of number of taps, and then create a visual object to display number of taps. Remember the rule of layering discussed earlier, and so after, so we want to load it after, yeah, probably before the background over here. Yep, exactly. So we created this, that wrap around, that's okay. Does it allow me to? No. Yeah, this kind of formatting is the prettiest kind of formatting, which I'm not a fan of, but that's okay for now. So we create a tab. Create a tab count. We need to create a tab count first. It doesn't complain, interestingly, before I create it. So get the display content center X, and then 20, probably that's the Y axis. To move it down a little bit, and then which font to use, and the font size, the 40, very likely. It's a single option though, but which is a table that accepts the following param. Parent optional text. New text. Okay. So the text is actually the tab count. So it's supposed to be a string, but a double asterisk. So probably there is a implicit conversion over here. And then the x-axis, the y-axis, the width and height, we didn't specify. And we specify the font and the font size. How does Lua work? I don't understand. Okay, how does it work? It's able to look at the type and somehow figure out which is which. Interesting. Yeah, doing this probably is easier to understand, right, than doing this, right? Interesting. So maybe after this we'll definitely take a look at the Lure's tutorial. So the command create the local tab text. Okay. recreate the text object, that's fine. Inside the param which we pass, the first is the print value of the text. But notice instead of setting a direct string value like 0, we assign a variable tab count is perfect value to specify as variable as a parameter of an API as long as it's valid variable and the API accept the variable type as that param. So is the X and Y position, the font, size, okay. So we do see this, right? But it's not changing. It's just set the initial value. Well, of course, even if it does, it won't change. We haven't do anything yet. So continue with a program. By default, create a new text will be white. It's easy to change. So it get that tab object and set fill color. Set fill color. Okay, so but how about okay, set fill color like this tab text. RGBA 000 and skip A. This will give us a black font. Range from 0 to 1. Interesting. It use a floating point for that instead of 255. Okay. Alpha default to 1. First 3 are set to 0. Yeah, interesting choice in terms of setting defaults. Setting 1 as default. That's to me, as a designing language and system, that is a weird default value to set. But okay. The new text looks nice, but doesn't do anything. To make it updates, so we do it inside the tab as when we push. Yeah, so definitely property is using a dot, function is using a colon. It's using a colon. So let's see. Oh. Oh. It's a scripting language. Oh. In function blah blah blah. Tab count is no up. Tab count. Right. All right. So now that works. We update the property of the text object, not the object itself. We can modify the text property. Then this new value because we increase the value of tab count variable on the line directly before, then we update the text represent variable is we will always mirror the internal tab count value. Oh, this internal tab count value. Okay. That's it. If you save, it will work. It completes. So, all right. So that completes the first example. Does it support? Oh, it does not support. No, it doesn't support. Okay. How about this? Nope, it doesn't support. So it has to be tab count first one. Okay. All right. How about this? Well, then it will always be just one. How about tab count equals to? Oh, it doesn't support that. So each line only support one statement. Okay. All right. We covered that. Get an object. For the function on the object. Okay, new text, set the color. That's fine. Cool. So that completes this exercise, first example. So we'll probably take a break and then continue on the next one, right? So we'll see you in a bit. Actually, let's just take a break. Yeah. Actually, since there's some problem with the streaming, YouTube is giving me a error about the keyframe frequency, so maybe the streaming has some problem. So I will actually stop this and restart once I fix that problem. All right, and we'll see you in a bit.